If I had to give you two areas that will determine the quality of your life, it's these two things. What are the qualities of your relationships, and what are the qualities of your thoughts, your perspectives? These two things are huge in determining the overall quality of your life. And as a doctor, one of my biggest missions is to help you live the highest quality of life possible. So today what I want to do is I want to dive into these things. I want to dive in specifically to the qualities of your thoughts and some weaknesses that I know so many of you guys are going through in this area. I take care of a lot of people in my chiropractic office, and I get to hear a lot of stories of what people are going through and their perspectives on different things that they're going through. And I will tell you, people's perspectives and the way that they think about life and the way they think about their situations that they're going through dictate the quality of their life almost more than anything else. And I know there's so many of you guys dealing with anxiety or dealing with depression or having a hard time in a relationship, or maybe a passion that you have. We just lost momentum in a certain area of life that we used to have a ton of momentum. I understand and I get it. It happens to me. I'm definitely not a mental health expert, but what I do have is years of experience of going through a lot of these types of things. And I've spent thousands and thousands of dollars on mentorship, both in helping me grow my life as well as my business. And what I want to do today is I want to help share with you some of the things that I've learned that have helped me immensely get through some of these more valley seasons in my life, is what I call them. You have your peaks and you have your valleys. And one of the biggest things when you're going through valleys is the level of service. We are here. You are here put on this earth for a purpose. You have a purpose. You were put here for a reason. And one of the biggest things when we're going through these valleys is we forget our purpose. We become disconnected from our purpose. And I get it. A lot of times when we're going through these times, our mind's so crowded. Sometimes it's just taking the next breath or taking the next step is all we can be concerned about. I want to speak to you directly, though, and remind you, when you don't have the strength to remind yourself, you are here for a reason. You are here for a purpose. One of my mentors told me a long time ago when I was going through the valley of a season of life. I had just gotten out of college. I had just went through a really, really rough breakup. I was having a really hard time starting my business. I had this dream for so long, and the dream wasn't working out the way that I thought it was. I was just down in the dumps. And it was one of these seasons where putting one foot in front of the other just seemed like it's almost so impossible. I compare it to when you watch basketball. We're in basketball season right now. When you watch a team that just can't miss, they have all this momentum. It seems like there's nothing that they can do, that they just throw up a shot and it lands and it falls. And then there's the other team that it seems like no matter what they can do, what they do, there's nothing happening. No matter how open of a look they have, how open of a shot they have, the shots just aren't falling. And these seasons of life are just like that. No matter what you can do, it seems like you can't get any momentum. One thing my mentor told me is you need to find a way to serve your way out of it. Take the shift, take the focus off of yourself, and find a way to just serve other people. Put as much time into serving other people as you can. And what that's going to do is it's slowly going to start to change your perspective of looking at your problems to starting to look at other people's problems. And through this, there's healing in it. I can't explain it. I can't explain how it happens, the mechanism of how it happens. But as you're serving other people, mentally, physically, your body actually starts to do better. And I see this every single day in my chiropractic practice. If there's something going on in my life, even if I'm feeling physically ill to a certain extent, and I come in and I start serving other people with that pure intention to help another human being, to relieve the suffering of another human being, my suffering minimizes or goes completely away. And I can't explain it. I don't even understand it. I just know it to be true over and over and over again in my life. Every single time I hit these seasons or something happens, I do my best to try to focus on serving somebody else. Now, we have to shift momentum. Just like that basketball team that can't make a shot. We have to do something to shift momentum. And a lot of times, during these periods, it's the hardest time to take action, but it's the biggest time where we must take action. Once a train is going down the tracks, it's hard to stop it. But it's very, very difficult to get that train, that heavy train, to start moving. And when we're going through these times, we have to get that heavy train to start moving. So we have to start taking actions that we normally wouldn't take. We have to start doing things that are going to shock the system. Sometimes that might be waking up early. Sometimes that may just be getting to the gym every single day. If you're not going to the gym every single day, you just getting to the gym every day is going to be one of those things that shocks the system and makes a big change in your life. One of those things may be writing your spouse a note or a letter every single day, which is going to be extremely uncomfortable, especially if you're having relationship issues. But it's one of those things that's going to shock your system. It's going to be a huge shock to that relationship, and it's going to spur change. It's going to be a step in the right direction towards gaining momentum. And the final thing that I will say is quiet time. So many of us miss out on so much because we're not willing to get alone with our thoughts. We're not willing to sit in silence for 5, 10, 15 minutes with a notepad, a journal, and just write down our thoughts. Just be with our thoughts. Just be with the things that are going on in our life and being able to get real clear perspective. There's so much that can be changed in your life if you were to just sit down with a notepad and start writing things down. Start writing your perspectives down. Start writing truths down. Start writing visions of where you want to be down. You're going to change so much in your life if you just get quiet, sit down, and start to make strides towards doing that. Remember, the last thing I want to leave you with today, these low times, these valley seasons in your life are not a lot of times, they're always setups for peaks. They're always the biggest setups for the biggest peaks. So when you're going through it, when you're going through that crushing anxiety, or you're going through depression, and you just remember in the back of your mind, you keep hope that things are going to get better, it is a setup for something that's going to be a peak. It may be a down season right now. You may not know, am I ever going to get married? Am I ever going to date? Am I ever going to have my health back? Am I ever going to have this relationship back to what it used to be? And I will tell you, do these things that we talked about. Start creating momentum. Start making shifts, and you're going to see changes. You're going to see changes better than you've ever had before. But you have to take action. You have to get out of your comfort zone, and you have to start serving during times where I know it's not comfortable to be doing these things. You have to do things that are going to shock your system and create change in your soul, create change in your spirit, and that's when you're going to see the biggest changes in your life. Again, I just want to say to you guys that are going through it, I know what you're feeling. I know how crippling a lot of times to some degrees of anxiety and depression can be. And I want to encourage you guys. You guys are here for a purpose. You're here for a reason. You just need to get through this season, and God has tremendous plans for you on the other side of this. I hope you guys all have a beautiful rest of your day. If you guys need anything at all, you please feel free to reach out to me, Dr. Galen, at ADIOAZ.com, DRGAYLEN at ADIOAZ.com. You can also shoot me a text, give me a call at 623-225-5560. Hope you guys all have a beautiful rest of your day, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye-bye.